Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about two very popular Bond number 9 fragrances, TriBeCa and Greenwich Village. Now, both of them have a similar kind of Baccarat Rouge 540 vibe. They're both different from Baccarat Rouge, but I thought I would give you kind of a breakdown of the two so that maybe it's helpful to you as to which one might be best for you. Maybe both are best for you, but I thought I'd talk about them anyway, and then you can make a decision. So I'm going to share on each one separately, and then I'll talk about comparisons between the two. I'm going to start with TriBeCa. Now, first of all, that bottle, that white bottle with kind of the croc print on it, so absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love Bond number 9 bottles, but both the Greenwich and TriBeCa, those bottles are so beautiful. But the white and gold, so classy, so just absolutely beautiful. I love that white gold aesthetic, so the bottle is just doing it for me. TriBeCa is considered an amber floral, and I would agree, but I don't get as much floral as I do kind of more that warm woody component. So in the opening you have hazelnut and cacao. In the heart you have jasmine, sambac, and cedar. And in the base you have caramel, ambroxan, and moss. So when you first put TriBeCa on, it really does feel like kind of a woodier version of Baccarat Rouge in my opinion. So you still get that same kind of vibe. Reminds me, like, I think that Absolutio by Navitas is a little bit similar to the TriBeCa feel. I think I prefer Absolutio. What comes to play very quickly is that woody vibe. So it's definitely a woodier version of like that Baccarat Rouge DNA. You get a little bit of the nuttiness, but I don't think nutty. When I think TriBeCa, I think more woody. So you get that nuttiness. Hazelnut to me is a little bit woody anyway in the smell, like kind of that earthy feel. And then you get a tiny bit of the cacao, but it certainly doesn't come across as chocolate. The longevity is really decent on it, but it's definitely more of that woody feel. Greenwich Village, again, it's got that Baccarat opening, so you feel it in the opening, but it's actually quite different. So first of all, that bottle, again, it's stunning, like that turquoise kind of croc print with the gold. I am loving the bottle. It's even more beautiful in person. So I've seen that bottle in person, so pretty. This one feels like a fresher, somehow aquatic version of Baccarat Rouge. So it's definitely less woody. So TriBeCa, although I think you could wear both of them year round, if you were going to separate them, I'd say TriBeCa would be a great one for fall and winter, whereas Greenwich Village would be more your spring and summer version. You have lychee, cassis, and mandarin orange in the opening. In the heart, you have peony, water lily, and jasmine. And in the base, you have ambroxan, praline, vanilla, musk, and oak moss. So the notes that these two share are the jasmine, the ambroxan, and some version of moss. So those are the similarities. I find Greenwich Village to be kind of like a slightly green, sweet floral version of Baccarat Rouge, and I think it's absolutely stunning. So the Greenwich Village to me, way more feminine. The peony, like the sweetness from that, the little bit of fruitiness with that little bit of green. And there's definitely a slight green vibe, probably from the cassis, but it is so pretty. And it kind of takes that medicinal edge away, and you're just left with this very beautiful feminine version of the Baccarat Rouge DNA, in my opinion. So out of the two, my preferred is honestly Greenwich Village. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's different enough that if you have Baccarat, it wouldn't feel like a replication. It just feels like a summer version, slightly airy or aquatic somehow. Oddly refreshing. It's sweeter. It's smoother. I honestly prefer it over Baccarat Rouge. Now, the TriBeCa, it's a lot more woody. It's very unisex, and it's nice, but I feel like I've seen that version quite a few times. So I've got Absolutio, like I said, by Navitas. To me, that's very similar to TriBeCa. So I wouldn't bother with TriBeCa. I prefer Absolutio over TriBeCa, but this Greenwich Village, Oh my goodness, like it is so, so pretty. So definitely my favorite. From a longevity perspective, I would say that TriBeCa lasts longer than Greenwich Village. Like they're close. Greenwich gets a little bit softer quicker. It's definitely on my wish list, that's for sure. So love the feminine, soft quality, slightly floral, slightly kind of fresh or aquatic somehow. A little hint of green in there, very delicate feeling, but still like a little bit of that BR 540 DNA. TriBeCa, a lot of that BR 540 DNA plus a lot more woodiness. So it depends on what you like. I can see wearing Greenwich Village during the day and throwing TriBeCa on for an evening potentially, although both would work for either. I really consider Greenwich Village to be very special. So out of the two, TriBeCa to me, it's been done. Greenwich Village is really special. Like I love that kind of florally green, somehow aquatic aspect that they put in it while still kind of giving it a slight hint of the BR 540 DNA. I would say as well that you notice that Baccarat Rouge feel in the opening of Greenwich Village, but as it dries down, it kind of becomes more of its own thing. Whereas TriBeCa stays more in that BR 540 feel, but like I said, with a lot more woodiness. So those are my thoughts. What about you guys? If you've smelt both of them, weigh in, give your thoughts. That's kind of how I viewed them. My recommendation would be honestly to go with Greenwich Village. I just think it's a superior fragrance all around. It's a lot more green, feminine, sweet, whatever. It's kind of its own thing. Whereas TriBeCa is a lot more similar to that typical BR 540 vibe. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Please weigh in. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.